Hey YouTube world, it's Andy, better known as Thinjourney. Well, here I am. I was sitting back the last couple of weeks thinking, I know I haven't done a YouTube video in a long time. And again, I apologize for not doing that. I've got a lot of people who have emailed me and asked me how things are going on. How's Brooke? How's the weight loss? Well, I guess at this point, I just need to do some just routine, maybe every week or so update videos to let you guys know what's going on. But, as far as weight loss goes, I'm stuck. I think I'm settled in right exactly where I'm going to be. So, I can give you some details about that. I don't think it's a lot different from some of the other videos that I've done, and, what I can eat and how it affects me has really not changed in some of the last videos, but I'll go ahead and just, for this video, I'll reiterate some of those things. Right now, I'm sitting at 183 to 185 pounds, depending on the day, depending on what I've eaten, what I haven't eaten. And I'm pretty happy right here. My lowest weight was like 172 pounds, which was kind of an unhealthy 172 pounds. I got there by essentially not being hungry and not eating very much for several days, and it's just not healthy. Where I'm at right now, I feel very, I don't want to say very full, but very, very healthy. It's a healthy ratio between fat and muscle, I think. So right here is a good place for me to be. And like I said, I've been here for a while. I go back and forth. I have a couple of lazy weekends, and believe you me, if I eat donuts and cake and sugar, I can easily push my weight above 192, 193 pounds. This last little fall off the wagon spell I had a few weeks back, I reached like 192. And that was like a changing point for me. It was a wake-up call, to know that I am not out of the woods, with my addiction to food, and that I still have that demon inside me, if you will, that can lead me to be that way again. So I have made a conscious effort to step up in the exercise department and start being more diligent about every day getting some sort of cardio exercise or weight training exercise. My exercise of choice here lately has been swimming. I enjoy it a lot, and every day is a unique challenge, a different day. Some days I feel like I could swim a marathon, and other days I feel like I'm going to sink. So nonetheless, I go almost daily. I've got a coworker of mine who's also overweight that goes with me, and it's a good accountability thing where he and I meet at 6:30 in the morning, and we go over to the pool and we swim, and then we go to work after that. And a lot of times, even in the afternoons, we will go back over just prior to lunch and get another 40 or 50 laps in the pool and again. So that is something that I have really enjoyed doing, and sometimes when he doesn't go, I end up going and just jogging on a treadmill and doing some upper body weights and things like that. A lot of you guys have been asking about Brooke and how Brooke is doing, because as many of you know, Brooke is my wife, and she had the surgery the same day as I did. She actually went first, a little known fact there, but she went first, had her surgery done, and has done very well. Lost over 100 pounds, did really well. But I do have to tell you guys that she has been gaining weight of late. So here lately, she has been gaining weight. But that is for all good reason, because we are expecting a baby. So there you go. There's the cat's out of the bag. Yes, we are expecting a baby boy to be delivered sometime just after the middle of March. Right now, the due date is looking like March 18th. We're going to name him Carter Everett, and we're really excited about that. And I can't help but attribute the success of her being able to get pregnant with both of our health regimens coming together like they have in the past couple of years. And that seems so silly to me to think that it has been almost 2 years since I started my journey. But coming up next month, November the 11th is when I started the pre-op diet. That is when everything started for me. And although I started the journey of research and development, of what was going to happen, who I was going to go have the surgery with, and all that good stuff, well before 2 years ago. But 2 years ago, on November the 11th, is when I started the journey of losing this weight. So, everybody wants to ask, well, what can you eat now? How much can you eat? Did your stomach stretch? Yes, and yes. I would say that I can eat a considerable amount more now. A typical full meal right now, maybe not some of the best examples in the world, but yesterday, for example, I had a large Firehouse sub, club on a sub, which is basically turkey, ham, bacon, lettuce, and I don't get any onion or tomato, but mayonnaise and mustard. And basically I just scrape all of that off of the bread and eat just the meat, cheese, and lettuce, and that's full. That's all the way capacity. A double quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's minus the bun is a pretty solid meal for me. Just about every day for lunch I have a chicken breast and a cereal bowl size salad with lettuce, cheddar cheese, some raisins, a little bit of oil and vinegar, and some bacon bits. That's lunch just about every day. For breakfast I have like a scoop full of scrambled eggs and sometimes a couple of pieces of some sort of breakfast meat. And then generally I eat 3 times a day. I have breakfast like that. I have lunch. Lunch would be like the salad and the chicken breast, and then a dinner would be some sort of lean meat and some veggies. And then typically I'll come back later in the evening if I'm still hungry, which most times I am, around 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and have a couple of like turkey and cheese roll-ups. That's a pretty good snack, or some low-carb ice cream, a couple of scoops of the Carb Smart ice cream, and that helps me maintain just about where I'm at. I do like the Atkins bars that they have. They taste like, that's kind of a treat for me. It's more like a candy bar. I'm trying to get away from giving into a normal food temptation and substituting it with something like that. If I'm having that sweet tooth, then let's go with the Carb Smart ice cream as opposed to the, going to Brewster's or Maggie Moo's. We have Maggie Moo's where I'm at, which is kind of like a Baskin Robbins or a Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs, something like that. So that's what I try to do is, stick to better choices, and that's how things are. So just to recap, good news, having a baby. That's really exciting. We have one son already. He's 9. So, and the history behind that is, Brooke and I have not tried to not have a baby the entire time that, since we've had Drew. So 9 years in the making to just all of a sudden get pregnant is some pretty exciting news for us, and we're really happy about that. We're, there are going to be some unique challenges with a 9-year-old and a newborn, but we're totally excited about how all this is going to pan out. I think it's going to be great. I think Drew is really excited about having a baby brother, and how he's going to play a role in baby brother's raising. So it's good. I can't see a negative in this whole thing. So we're really excited about that, and I'm going to try to be more proactive. I know I say this every time I make a video, but hopefully you'll see me more, and if you want to see me more, you'll stay tuned to the channel. You'll subscribe, get notified when I make a video, and just stay on top of that. And I'll try to get more real life with you guys, because a lot of you are heading into surgery or have just had surgery, and just want to know what it's all about. So this is real life 2 years after the fact, and what all is going on 2 years post-op. It's really exciting. I don't feel like I'm limited at all. I would say if I could have my ultimate wish in the world, I would go back and have it just a little bit more restrictive, and a little bit more of make me ill when I eat the things I shouldn't eat, because I do kind of have an iron stomach, if you will, for just about anything out there. So that's the only thing, is it's pretty much wide open. I do have a couple of folks that I know who have had this surgery and done fairly well. They didn't reach all of their goals. So there's the flip side of that. You know, Brooke is a little bit nervous as to kind of what life after the baby is going to be, whether or not she'll be able to rebound and actually lose back the weight that she wants to lose afterwards. I've got one friend of mine who lost 100 pounds and then just kind of stalled out. He's actually going back to Dr. Hoya in December to convert his sleeve to a full bypass. So sometimes that's what it takes. You know, it's all up to the individual. It's up to the surgery. It's up to how, you know, your body reacts to it. I certainly believe that my weight where I'm at now is about where I've settled. You know, the amount of food that I can eat keeps me right here. So I'm not hungry and I'm not overly satisfied. I'm just kind of comfortable, and that keeps me right at about 183 pounds, and I'm happy with that, and I'm happy for what this surgery has done for me, and I still don't regret it a single bit. So that's all for now. I will see you guys a little bit later. Take care.